Hello, this is Roberto, an entrepreneur at Techademics, and today I'm going to cover product descriptions. So, assuming that you have successfully imported a product into your Shopify store, whichever way that was done, you're going to have to, you're probably going to have to perform some edits. So again, if you've used Oberlo or the Shopify app or some other method, including the manual method of importing a product into your Shopify store, chances are you're going to have to make some edits at some point or another, if not right away. Okay, so here we are. I have selected as a demonstration a fidget spinner. Okay, why don't we do this? Let's go over first and see what this product, the fidget spinner, looks like in AliExpress. So assuming you've sourced this fidget spinner or any product that you have out of AliExpress, you may have noticed that a lot of times Ali will provide some crazy looking product descriptions here, okay? So it says a lot of information, and you're not going to want to use this as a title for your product. Look at that. It says multicolor, triangle, gyro, finger spinner, this and that, 15 styles. Okay, so once we import whatever product, in this case a fidget spinner, we're going to want to rename it. Okay, so again, if you're using some app to do this, you can change the title of this product in the app, and then once you bring it into Shopify, it'll just carry over, and it'll be a nice cleaned up version. But let's say you forgot, or you're doing a manual method, still double check this title here. Make sure it's an accurate, very short description, very short title for your product. All right, so now that I'm thinking about it, why don't we just float to the bottom of this page and see how come it's important to have just the right short title for your product. And it's because as we go down to the bottom of the page here, we have the title again, and then their link here is what it is right here, fidget spinner. Okay, this is the link to my store, but the point being is that you want the link to be kind of short and not all this gobbledygook that you may have accidentally forgot to change. Okay, so you don't want this on the product link. The reason I mention that is because when you go and place an ad on Facebook, if you use or wherever you're placing your product and wherever you're advertising your link on, I'm assuming it's Facebook, you're going to want to use either the raw link, which would be this green link right here, okay, right down here at the bottom of this product description page. You're going to want to use that link or a link shortener. In either case, if you're using a URL shortener, you're going to want to use this link right here, this website, in your URL shortener, or as a raw link in your Facebook advertising, and not anything else. So there's some reasons, but just trust me, you want to use that link at the bottom of the description. Anyways, so going back to some additional things we can talk about when we put together a nice product description is that secondly, you want to make sure you have a trust badge. This helps your customers feel comfortable shopping with you when they immediately see that these forms of payments are accepted. Something says safe shopping, guaranteed, that they can use PayPal, that we've taken care of making sure we're not spreading through our website and on through our links any viruses or malware. So this trust badge here of McAfee or some other type of like virus shield or something like that, that would be very helpful. You have to put yourself in your customer's shoes. When you go out to a website and you see trust badges or something there that that tells you that they've taken care of, protecting the safety of your experience on their website, then you might be more inclined to buy. So just think about that. And you might be wondering, hey, where do I get one of these trust badges? How can I get one for my product description? You can go to Google, simple as that, and I've queued this up and ready to go. Look at that, I've typed in trust badges. What if we go to trust badges, the first option here? and go to images. Well, there's a ton of them here. Look, this is really a nice one. I actually use this on some of my other product descriptions. And the one that you just saw, it looks very similar to this, doesn't it? Okay, so pick one that is of your liking that incorporates all these elements, meaning the different kind of payment methods to include PayPal. Okay, so of course, if you're a person who's not using PayPal, then you might want to just adjust accordingly and select an image that does not include the PayPal, or if you're not into using certain other things. But yeah, this is essentially what we're doing is we're picking a trust badge out of one of these, out of just so many of them that can be found here. Okay, so I think you get the idea now. If I did this again, I think, okay, look at that. There's one that says Trust Badge Shopify. But I think even though the images changed up a little bit, mostly they're the same. And so just so what you could do is take one of these, you save it to your computer. This one seems kind of nice, and it's a guaranteed safe checkout. Boy, I tell you what, if I was shopping on someone's store and I saw this, I would feel pretty comfortable and moving forward with the purchase. I might just go ahead and snag this one. This is nice and clean, and it looks pretty sharp. It's not too wide. It's not too tall. Anyway, so once you have it saved to your computer, you only have to do this once, maybe twice, but you can go here to insert image. Okay, and if you need to upload an image, you would click upload file, go and find it wherever it's at in your computer, and then go here to this trust badge, click on it, insert image, and there it is. Okay, so I just inserted this one right here. I already had it, of course, but let's just say I didn't. And what I like to do is to optimize it for it to look nice for mobile platforms like iPhones and Androids. You get the idea. I shrink this down like so, and that way it's not so big. Or maybe, maybe just a little bit bigger. It's okay, but the point is, not real big, how in the original size that it came over in. Okay, so even if it was a little bit smaller, that's okay. And a lot of times they use a little break in these icons, these whatever you call these little boxes. So here's that little break right in here between this set of options and then this set of options. And here's another little break, and usually I make it about that size. So I don't know why I had that one a little bit larger, but let's take that one out. It's the same thing, and here we go. Okay. All right. So past the trust badge, I like to include in bold letters free shipping, if in fact I'm offering free shipping, or if I'm offering a product as a free plus shipping offer, then I'll say in bold letters here, free just pay shipping. Okay, so that right away, as a person reads through a product description, they'll get a little sense of comfort seeing the trust badges. Then immediately, oh yes, this is a free plus shipping offer, or it's free shipping as advertised, as I saw on the Facebook ad, if that's what you had in your Facebook ad. You might also consider typing up there free just pay shipping if in fact you were offering that kind of product, a free plus shipping offer. Okay. Well, mine's a retail item. I do charge for the item, and in this example, I'm charging something for this. It's a retail item, and I'm charging. I'm not charging shipping. So excuse me for that. It's a retail item, and I'm offering free shipping. So there it is. They get to see that right away as they look through the product description. Also want to put in a little bit of scarcity in your product detail. So limited time only is nice to have as a third element in the product description, and this item is not available in stores. Now you might be thinking, hey, I've seen these fidget spinners at Walmart or the local convenience store, some other place, and you're probably right. They're out there. However, this lot of the times you're going to be offering products that are quite unique that literally are not able to be found at any retailer around your city, around your town. So this would be an accurate statement. I guess I could get away with that here too, because this item I'm literally not availing this product personally in any store. So I guess that's one way I could look at it. But mostly they'll be unique items. And I know that when I did sell these, they were still relatively unique and not easily found. So this particular product, it's been around a little while now. The craze kind of started to fizzle out a little while ago. So at the time, this was more accurate than it is now, but I'll just leave it there. Anyways, as an example, it serves a purpose for you. Then I'll go on to write a short, like a sentence or two. And it could be short or it could be a little bit longer like this, but just something that talks about that product. So you can go to other Shopify stores or other stores like, say, online stores like Amazon or eBay. It seems like always there's a little bit of a description there, just kind of a teaser, something to describe the item. And then a couple of bullet points also work really nicely. So I've got to share something here with you because I think it's pretty important. That is, when we're generating this product description, we don't want to have a whole bunch of white space in between these main points, the bullet points, and then this main point and this point. So we have some space here between these writings. And when you look at this product description on a mobile device or on a desktop platform, you want all this to look nice and neat, and you want it to be more compressed as opposed to being all spread out. So how about this? Let's place a cursor there, and I'll add a few spaces there. I'll put another space or two. Whoops. Here, and maybe another one down here. You see how it starts to look all like it's not easy to read. Now you're having to not only scroll over here to read everything, but it just doesn't look very compact, very professional, very concise. And folks have limited attention spans when they're looking at product descriptions. They just want to get to it right quick, and then get on with with the decision on whether or not to purchase. So why don't we just clean it up and make it nice and tight like so. And here, let's fix this up a little bit. So the other tip I wanted to tell you about how to make the spacing just right. Hit the Shift key, hold it down, and then press the Enter key. And in doing so, it puts in just the right amount of space in there, as opposed to, now watch this, let me take this space away. Now if I just hit Enter, you'll see then that there appears to be two lines of spacing. Now it's considered one, but for some reason, at least in Shopify here, it gives it a big wide space, and you don't want that. So again, hold the Shift key down, press Enter, and now it's a true to form single space. I believe that this one is also, when I was just demonstrating how this big spaces don't look too nice. Okay, so this one's alright. Maybe I'll back this one up. Okay, and I think this is the way it was originally. Okay, so we've got something, a sentence or two that talks about highlighting some details about this product, and then some bullet points. 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And if we're talking about dimensions, if you want to describe something as being, this has nothing to do with this product, but let's say this product I wanted to describe a size on it. Instead of saying 20, like necklaces and jewelry often feature sizes like the size of the length of a necklace. Now, I want to say a popular size is like 45 centimeters. Now, what is 45 centimeters? I don't know. in inches. I don't recall, but let's just say um, it's 18 inches. So AliExpress always likes to use, for the most part, they like to use the metric system, the metric measure, like centimeters, millimeters, and stuff like that. So I always, for our American audience, I mostly sell to the United States. I want to make sure to change that up, find the conversion, whichever tool you have. Some people's iPhones or Androids, they have a little app that has a um, size converter on it, or just, I don't know, Google it. There's got to be some little app out there you can use. So I'm not going to go through the details of that, but let's say it's 18-inch necklace. I'll just type it out, 18 inches. And then in parentheses, I put in the 45 centimeters because some people truly don't use or understand better centimeters versus inches, especially if I'm offering this product up in the United States and elsewhere. Seems like the rest of the world is on board with the metric system a whole lot more than the United States. So it's important then to know your audience and offer up descriptions and sizes that they understand. Okay, so I'll take this out simply because it doesn't apply for this, but that's another tip for you. Okay, I have guaranteed safe checkout here. Again, building trust on this site, on this product description. And it says here that we take PayPal, Visa, MasterCard. I have a little asterisk here. Put that in there because I thought it was important enough to have that reference this caption down here that these, I'm offering popular high demand items and I'm asking customers to please allow 2 to 4 weeks for shipping, handling, and delivery from our manufacturer or international warehouse. So you can word this how you desire, but the point is, I want to include something like that in there because if you're sourcing from Ali, you probably already know that shipping times can be out to like 21 days. And my experience with Ali has been that most of the time the products arrive to my customer within the 21 days. But there are plenty of occasions where I've had the product get delivered after 21 days. So that's like how I said 2 to 4 weeks in the product description here. So going back to Ali, let's see what this looks like so you can better understand. Once you're in there, you go to shipping, the little shipping section here. If it doesn't say ePacket, you're going to want to select it from the drop down here and select ePacket, and it tells you it's 12 to 20 days. Okay, so a lot of times we charge a little bit for that. It's not a lot, but this is the one that we recommend for you to use to track your packages. So it's trackable. See, it tells you here, tracking information is available, and you'll get a tracking number. Not always are the tracking numbers accurate. You may have to reach out to the vendor and get one that is actually a good one, but that's that. Okay, so ePacket. It tells you here again, 12 to 20 days. All right, well, that's a different matter altogether. But let's go back to the details, the product description. And one thing I didn't say, because I was saving it for last, I suppose, in terms of the content in this box, is click Add to Cart. I want to make sure that's in there and that Add to Cart is in bold. Okay, so you're telling your customers what to do. Click Add to Cart, and then Add to Cart really sticks out. When you get to reading all this, what jumps out at you? The trust badge, the free shipping, and the Add to Cart. Okay, so it's important that you have this right here. Now, I've seen it where some individuals have all this in bold. So when you have too much in bold print, it kind of dilutes the importance of. If it was that important to you, I guess you could do that. But I try to use the bold print sparingly so that it really jumps out at you and is not overkill. All right, now going down to the images. Try to keep your options down to 6, maybe 7 at most, okay? Because you've probably been in a situation where you go to a restaurant and the menu is just page after page. You're like, goodness, it's hard to make up your mind when there are too many choices. So this right here, I'm going to go back to AliExpress to show you that this fidget spinner came in many different colors. Okay, look at this. If I was shopping for a fidget spinner and I was, presented with all these options, it may take me a while, and I might just get frustrated and say, forget it, I'm going to go and look at this later. It's too much information to consume right now, or it just sometimes it just is a little frustrating for a customer when there's too many choices. So restrict them. Pick out from these variants, as we call them. Pick what you feel would be the most popular colors, or if you know for sure that certain models or certain sizes or certain colors are more popular, we just go with that. And if you're not sure, we'll just go with it, whichever ones you like. The point is, try to cut these down to 5, 6, or 7. Not more than that, really. I mean, sometimes you just can't get away from it because the product's just that unique, and maybe but generally speaking, you want to limit how many variants you offer your customers. So what I did is, after I imported that, I simply deleted, as many as I needed to arrive at what I think for this demonstration should be a good, easy to pick grouping of colors. Okay, so we got here different colors, including one that's a glow in the dark. And if there's something particularly unique about a certain variant, then you might want to demonstrate that with a picture here. Okay, an additional picture. A picture of the item being used is kind of cool too. So if it was a ring, maybe the ring and how it looks on a hand or a mannequin's hand, or a necklace on someone's neck, or someone holding a particular object, because then it gives an idea of how big or how small that item really is. It gives it a sense of scale. Okay, so I felt that this was enough. Again, not only are you trying to limit the choices here of the color options, but try to be not go overboard with offering all the excessive amounts of pictures of the product being used, or from every possible angle. It's not necessary. Okay, so either the customer likes it or not, and they're gonna base it on emotion more than every particular technical detail, or they're not going to make a decision based on how many different angles of pictures they can see. Okay, another thing to consider is that when you have your images here, have the images in order that you have listed in the variants. Okay, so check this out. I have a red spinner right here, then a white and red, and look at this. A red one, it's the first one, so the biggest block right here is considered to be the first one, and this one appears to consider to be the second one. Alright, and then blue is the third, and it's the same down here. So if you have to move these around, you certainly could. Okay, like this. Look at this. You just click on it, and you drag it over. Now that's not where I want it, because the last one that I have featured in this list is the glow in the dark one. So let me just reverse that, put it right back. Incidentally, you ought to get in the habit of every time that you do something in any kind of change, any kind of edit inside of the product descriptions or anywhere else within Shopify, make sure you hit the save button, okay? Because probably some of you have experienced already. You've gone in here, you make some changes, and then you back out, you go do something else, and you come back to, you're like, what just happened? It didn't save my work. So yeah, I always make it a point to go look for that save button. In this case, I don't really see my save button, but if you do certain things, you put the cursor in certain places, or you perform a certain function, the save button will come back. So I was talking about how we want to keep the images in the same order that we have our variants, and vice versa. Now I happen to know at the time that I actually sold these, I was able to sell them at this price point. Now there are many more in the marketplace now, so if I really was interested in trying to sell these again, I wouldn't charge this price. So just know what the market conditions are, and if you import a product over and then you kind of take a step back and you're like, wow, I'm kind of charging too low for this product, you can increase the price here. You can come in here at any which time that you desire and then change the price. Now, if you want to change the price for all of them at once, you can click here and edit the variance, and you can change the price. Okay, so let me go to this little tiny corner, pull it all down like so, type in here, let's say I wanted to reduce the price, and I wanted to sell it for a couple dollars less, so $7.99. Okay, there you go. It changes all of them at once. Click over here, save all changes, upper right hand corner. And incidentally, before I do that, you're welcome to change the compare at price. Now, will you find this particular product at $18.95? I doubt it. So while I'm in here, I may as well just change that. But I just want to demonstrate that you can do this a little more efficiently than going one by one. So let's say I want to feature this compare at price to quite a bit lower than that, because we find these almost everywhere now. Let's just say there's 14. Okay. Again, anyway, this is just for demo. So there you go. And since I'm offering free shipping, notice that at least for my shipping rules, I have it set to 0. Okay, and 0 for my shipping rules indicate free shipping. If I was charging, say, $7.95 or $9.95 for each product to ship out, then I would have that price in. And then I could change them all at once. Okay. Now there's some other things we can do in here, but this is in essence what I wanted to share with you today, and I hope that is of help. Now let me go back here to the Pitch Center and make sure that I touched on all the things that I wanted to touch on today. And as a side note, once you import the product and you work on your description and all that, make sure that your sales channels are turned on, because sometimes when you import a product, you might have to go in here and manage and turn like Facebook on, or if you're using Messenger as well, like I am, you can turn those on or off, and see by clicking on this manage button, this little window opened up, and then I'm able to turn these on if the little box wasn't checked. Now here's another thing to consider as a side note, if you need to stop featuring a product on your store, you don't have to delete the product. You can just go to the sales channels here and do what I just did, and then turn these off. Now they're not visible. And if I click done, anyone going to your store, they're not going to see this product featured in the store. For the off chance that someone comes to my store and decides to poke around and buy a fidget spinner since they're in my store, I'm going to leave it on, even though I'm not promoting it, and that's fine. Okay. Well, that's pretty much it. Again, there's other functions that can be had within this section, but the main point of today was to cover product details and some tips on how to construct. Oh, and two more things just before we wrap this thing up is that once you import products from wherever you're sourcing it from, in this case, let's say it's Ollie, that sometimes those variant descriptions here can be different and maybe even unusual. So, for example, this product right here is red, and the color it states that it's red right here, and you get the idea that whatever it is, whatever size it is, or whatever color it is, it ought to say that right here. But sometimes it crosses over as a code like 123 or 5ZX or something weird. Maybe something, because these products are being manufactured often overseas, maybe they're broken English and their translation of titles could be a factor, having errors in here. So whereas this says right here white, red, you might see something kind of unusual, like something that doesn't make sense. White overall, red highlight, and it actually might make sense, but it's written like in a phrase or just some kind of long format. So the point being is you can go in here and change the variant names if you need to. If this one we wanted to call it red and black because of the little black circles in there, you could easily type something in there like this. But and then hit save. Remember, I always say hit save. The other thing to consider, the second point I wanted to make real fast before we wrap it up, is that once you make any changes to this here at the top of the title of the product, you're going to have to make the change down below in that SEO section. So if I wanted to call this fidget spinner, maybe call it something like fun fidget spinner. I felt that that was a nice title for it. If that was the case, whatever it is, want to go down to the bottom and change it down in here too. And you make the change right after the word products. And you have to click this little edit SEO button first. And then here where it says URL and handle is where you will make the change. So if I wanted it to call it fun fidget spinner, then I would type in that word fun followed by a dash, okay, and then the rest of the words. If I wanted to change that name all together to something else, just place dashes in between the word and the title, okay? And then when we're all done, you hit save. Looks like I have a bit of an error code here. It wants me to log in, but no worries. You get the idea. I'm going to end the broadcast now, but instead of just making you wait through for me to log in again, after hitting save, though, you would just check that your title remained as is, and that link there at the bottom was actually saved to the new title name. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Place your questions and or comments down below, or wherever you can here on this posting, and we always appreciate the thumbs up and the hearts, and we look forward to seeing you here very soon on the next broadcast, which usually occurs at the same time. If you see these start a little bit later, forgive us. We are trying our best to deliver the content that you could really use. So with that, this is Roberto, Techademics Entrepreneur, signing off till next time.